Here's Brashith, Genesis 10 through 11 concerning Nimrod. And the beginning of his reign was where? Babal and Iraq and Akkad and Kalna. And in our Assyria video, we've covered Akkad extensively. Where? In the land of Shinar, in the land of Shinar. And again, we've already gone over the importance too of Shinar and why that's so important, because if we know the location of Shinar, then we know the location of Babylon also. Again, we've also gone over and told you about the linguistic significance of all of this, how Shinar in the Greek is Sinar and it's spelled like this, and we told you why that's so important. And once again, we'll show you just for reference, just so that you're able to see that Shinar right here in the Septuagint or in the Greek, Sinar is spelled like this, Sennaar. Because is there a Shinar region in Africa near scriptural Babylon? Do we have a scriptural match? Why, yes, we do. The exact same spelling of Shinar or Sinar in the Septuagint in the Greek. We see that where? In present-day Sudan, around the exact same region as we saw Babylon depicted in the maps from the 1500s. In the exact same region along the Nile River, we have a scriptural match right here. And this map comes all the way from 1806, well over 200 years ago. And notice how it's on this map twice. And once again, it's in a region that's located along the Nile. So we know we have Sudan as one of the regions for the scriptural Babylon. Now here's just a few more maps to show. Now what's also interesting about this region is that it's also where? Near desert areas, deserted, no inhabitants. All right, so we see again Sinar Shinar from a map from 1820, so almost 200 years ago, within the same region. Now that same 1820 map, if you go a little bit more east along the Nile River, there's Sinar or Shinar, which is in Sudan, and you have over here towards Ethiopia, you have the Tigray or the Tigris River. Could that be referring to and talking about the Tigris? By the way, Sinar is still a town to this day. Shinar, it's still a town today in Sudan and is from the Sinar Kingdom, as you can see right here in 1750. This was the extent of it. Here is its location in Sudan, in southern Sudan, over here. Then we've gone over this map from 1730 that shows not only the Tigray right here along the Nile River, but again, Sinar right there, the land of Shinar, the scriptural Shinar, but also the scriptural Susa or Shushan that's located right here. And we've also talked about and covered how the story of Hadassah, the story of Esther as it's commonly known, more than likely took place in this region in so-called Sudan. We've also confirmed a few more things with this map from 1730, how this map also shows things like Sinar, Susa right here, as you can see once again along the Nile. So we have the scriptural land of Shinar, the scriptural Susa, and the scriptural Babylon within the same region, the scriptural Tigris region over here in Ethiopia along the Nile River. And by the way, the Nile River is also known as what? The cradle of civilization. Why is that the case? Not only that, but if you go a little bit more westward towards Chad or present day Chad today, you have Median or Media, just like what we saw in the 1525 map. Very interesting and suspicious indeed. Not to mention that the desert of Seth is nearby too, which is also scriptural. And later on, when we go over more of the Tower of Babel, we'll also be talking about this more too, Babal Mandel, because you see right here, it's over here towards this region, towards Arabia and Africa, towards present-day Djibouti and Eritrea, and you see right here Susa, Shinar over here, Babylon over here, extending all the way over there with the Tower of Babel taking place in this region. But like I said, we'll be going over that later on in the video to come. Now, with scriptural, academic, historic, and linguistic sources, we're now able to pinpoint exactly where scriptural Babylon is and exactly have an idea of where it is according to the ancient maps and everything we just looked at and everything we just read. Now, there's a reason I'm here on Google Maps. I'm here showing you so you can get a better idea of Sinar, which we know is the land of Shinar, with Meroe, Sudan, which is the ancient pyramids, which we're going to be taking a look at. And again, the question that we're keeping in mind is that could these ancient pyramids be the ancient remains of ancient Babylon? So now we're going to zoom in a little bit more just so that you can have a better idea. Once again, we're in Sudan itself, and you can see right here, this is Meroe, or the pyramids of Meroe, which we're going to be going over along with Shindi nearby. That also has some pyramids of Meroe also in that region. We're not going to cover all of it in this video today, but I will take you to those ancient pyramids so you can take a look at them. Then you have Khartoum Omdurman right here, which is the capital region of Sudan today, as it's commonly known, and then you have Sinar right here. Now, once again, pay careful attention how this region is located where? Along the Nile River. It's so important that it be located along the Nile, and you're going to see why in a moment, but here is Sinar right there in so-called Sudan, as we just saw on the maps. And then again, we're going to zoom out and then go a little bit more northward, as it's commonly known, to get to ancient Meroe right here in Kabushia and a few other places. Note the Ya right there along the Nile River, as you see right here. It would only make